Hey guys, so a quick video today. I had one of those moments where I had a room in my head and I wanted to see if it would work in game. It's kind of a dorm room, a little bit in that, that was the inspiration for it and that's kind of what I was going for. But since the dorm editing system would be such that I couldn't build it on a lot like this, realistically this is just a teenager's room. Kind of fun. There's two separate little spaces for two very different teens, but I tried to set it up such that you could tell they were really good friends. Here you can see me messing around with the bunk beds a little bit. I was really hoping, I don't know why I thought this would work because it doesn't make sense looking at it now, but I was kind of hoping I could nest the bunk beds so they looked built in. Obviously they are a smaller model than we can get the walls because we can't build on half tiles, but I was trying to make that work at first. On what would at the moment be our left hand side is a sim who I thought would be really into maybe graphic design and fashion and art, studying maybe graphic design with a minor in theater, something like that. And then on the blue side now with the bed over there was the computer science major, a little more video gamey, a little more nerdy, that side of the room. But I thought it would be really fun to set it up those girls who do the really crazy dorm rooms, they get together with their roommate and then they have matching bedding and the fairy lights and the stuff. I've always thought those were really interesting because I know a lot of people are of the mindset bring very little, and realistically that's kind of who I am. I lived at home for most of my college career, and then I lived in a room share space, which I did decorate up, not to the extent these girls do, but I was I'm kind of somewhere in between where I'm if it's my space, it needs to be warm and cozy and it needs to work for me, but I'm not quite to the extreme of redo the whole room moving in for a couple months kind of thing. Anyways, I was a little bit of worried about. The point being is she's kind of that kind of girl, and that she came in and she was I am doing this room up. This is my space. It's got to be perfect. It's got to fit me. I put some movie stars on the wall there because I thought maybe she minored in theater or something like that. And then there's a graphic design or a digital sketch pad that goes on there later, and lots of fairy lights and stuff like that. And then the story for this room is, as she was putting up the fairy lights and stuff, she got really excited to meet a roommate, and they're friendly but very different humans. And so on the nerdy side of the room, you can just see where the fairy lights kept going and going, and she just kind of crept into her roommate's space. She hung them all around. And on the nerdy side of the room, which is not a good designator, but on the nerdy side of the room in a little bit, you'll see that I swap out her dresser for a couch so that they could hang out and watch the TV I put up on the wall. And I did a lot of testing with the bunk beds on this build, and I have middling feelings on them. This is the first time I really messed with them because when they first came out I was really excited about it, but they didn't do a lot, and I don't actually build a lot for kids. I've been trying to do it more, and so I was not super interested. I know bunk beds, the adults can live in them too, and the teenagers and stuff, but I just don't I was excited about the loft bed aspect, and we couldn't really do that very easily, and now we can within reason, although I do hope they continue to work on it, because the things that slot are really nice, but I would love to be able to put, you can slot a double bed underneath the bunk beds and it'll stick out, but I wish you could put a nightstand, because realistically, I would push a nightstand, under the ladder, and then put the bed, that's what I would do in real life. That kind of thing. Oh yeah, he got an achievement while I was making him test things. So I do hope they continue to improve the bunk beds, but I was really happy with the progress they had made. And I was really excited that Sims could watch TV in bed. I know that's a weird thing, but I was I'm so excited for that. The next thing I'm going to test is if they can actually scooch, because I've heard things, but I'm not quite ready to be disappointed. But yeah, so the idea is they are polar opposites but best friends. Realistically, if I were to put this in a house, which I might eventually, I do really like this room, I will probably make them teenagers. So this will be a teens room. But I did give the computer science student the beefier computer and stuff, and then the graphic design student or the theater student has the laptop, a lot more mobile. She can go work in the park and stuff. But I think they're a nice blend of they made the rooms very much, or the room very much their own, very unique, but you can definitely tell they're friends with the way they do it. And then this little space in the middle, I ended up putting curtains up, which was a whole ordeal, and probably most of this video, to be honest, is curtains. And then I forgot curtains on the actual window, which is so annoying. I'll fix it before it goes up on the gallery. But yeah, this was honestly just a build where I was like, I kind of have a vague idea of something like this that I want to do. I wonder how it would turn out in The Sims. So it's a short video, but I'm like really pleased with it, and it was super fun the whole time. Like the whole time I was just sitting there going, yeah, I like this. Oh, and I want to do it this way. Oh, and I can imagine The Sims. And it's really fun when you get a build like that. Like, it's really fun when it comes together like that, and the game you know, is really enjoyable to play, because sometimes it's very frustrating to play. Sometimes you want it to be fun so bad, and you're sitting there like stewing about it. But this one was super fun. Also, at the end here, in just a few minutes, I will put white wallpaper up and kind of cruddy linoleum flooring, again to kind of mimic the dorm room. Although the dorm rooms at my university were just converted apartments, and so like 8 people lived in them, so they looked more like apartments. And then the dorm rooms at my friend's school were cinder block squares. So maybe it's more of an ode to instead of an actual dorm room. But if I were to stick it in a house, I would change out the floors and the wallpaper to be something more exciting and more in tune with the house. Yeah, here's where I start adding all the lights. Like, her lights just start creeping over. Originally, I had them on the nerdy side of the room because I imagined her just being like, you need fairy lights. And then I was like, well, why wouldn't she just buy super long strands and hang them everywhere? She seems like this kind of sim, as I'm making her up in my head. So she did. She put them everywhere. But it works out. I really like the poofs. The poofs? Yeah, poofs with the rugs, the little ottomans. I kind of want to do a really girly, like, teens room now. Just in general, like with a big 4-poster bed or something like that. But here's the screenshots, and because it's a small room, that means we're pretty much almost done. So I hope you are having a great day. I hope you enjoyed this short little video, and I will talk to y'all soon.